127 Democrats said, I'm not going to impeach because it's not politically beneficial. What have they done? Just tell me what they've done. Give me anything that they've done. Not a damn thing. They just keep rolling over and then, was it 14?
No.
For the crypto bill? Yeah, thoughts and prayers. They're not willing. They're just not willing to get into the fight. And it starts from the top.
No, I've been there, done that.
And when I interviewed Swalwell, he goes, I can only go as far as Leader Jeffries. Well, A, he's not a leader. And Eric's job, and every person's job that works in the Congress and the Senate, is not to work for the leader. Their job is not to work for their political party. Their job is to work for us, the people. Yeah, Schumer is an absolute fun. He belongs in, what is it, Jurassic Park? When we start caring about people, this is what I think is going to happen, to be honest with you. John, I'm not sure what you're trying to get at here. Listen, I interviewed Swalwell. I'm making videos. You want to do that? Knock yourself out, buddy. You're going to nitpick a needle out of a haystack. That's not helpful at all. I'll tell you what's going to happen.
What's going on, my friend?
I see a lot of white women that are talking about the traffic at high school. Ooh, oh no.
It's GTA time.
Oh, I dropped 3 eggs. Oh, look at my dog. He's sleeping. There are still a lot of people.
I'm looking for some action.
That are still hiding behind the privilege, thinking that everything's going to be okay because they're white and they're not going to be racially profiled. I think what's going to have to happen is a lot of these people are going to have to feel the pain of sitting around and sitting behind the privilege. I really do. I don't know a way around it. We, as a society, we're selfish. We don't do anything until it affects us. Until the leopard comes from them. Amen. And that's what happened when I made that video about the Arkansas farmer, right? Oh, well, show us your love. Oh, we need a check. We don't like socialism, but for us, you guys get more handouts than anybody else.
My friends are doing anything in particular.
Socialism, we don't do socialism. We want to balance the budget. But for them, it's okay. They didn't care about Gene Carroll. They didn't care about the survivors of sexual abuse that have to know that those people who pretend to love Jesus did nothing. They don't care about the officers on January 6th. They don't care about the children that have died because of the lack of USAID.
I don't do that type of shit. My friend Lakuma, she's probably on PlayStation 5 with this shit.
You're not cray-cray. The problem, Valiant, is that there's a lot of people that drift because they want to make money. What I talk about isn't sexy. I talk about the general strike for 5 or 6 months now. But I'm going to keep talking about it. Because at some point, it's going to have to happen. He should have given them a bailout. He shouldn't at all. Let them lose their damn farms. Because what's going to happen is, they're just going to go back and vote Republican again because they're stupid. Oh, own the libs. Own the libs. Let them lose their damn farms. If it has to burn to the ground, then so be it. They always vote against their best interest. And that's why I don't want this tariff to go away. I don't care if the court put a holding on until, was it October? Leave them on. Leave the damn tariffs on. Let the country burn if you have to. You know what? If it takes
okay, why they got two of the same things? Not beating it.
The cost of dealing with white supremacy, then I'm all in. Do it. Bring it on. That's the least that I can do. If you let them off the hook, you're going to go, woo, woo.
I don't do racing, man.
I can go back to vote against the liberals again. Let them lose their farms. Let them pay more for coffee and eggs. Let them lose their house. I don't care at this point. I don't. But the thing is, you and I voted for them. I voted for them to have a better quality of life. I voted for them to have universal health care. I voted for people to help with their loans. They didn't even vote for them themselves. They voted against me just because they assumed I'm a Democrat. That's just, there's nothing unselfish about that. a general strike is the only option. People aren't ready. I've had 120,000 people look at my petition. Only about 4,600 have actually signed it. They're unwilling to be uncomfortable. The number one thing I get, and it is justified, I can't afford to do it.
I've beaten it. I got no interest in doing it again.
What do you think's going to happen in 3
Good
to 6
luck.
months?
Follow the tips that's shown to you on YouTube.
What's going to happen in 3 to 6 months if we don't do anything new? You think it's going to get better? It's going to get a hell of a lot worse. A politician won't tell you that. Why? Because they want to make you feel a certain way. They want to lie to you. They want to get your $10 and then do nothing for you. We can't afford not to. But getting people to see that, it's really difficult. Yeah, I agree. But getting people to be uncomfortable, it's really, really hard to do that. They're going to wait until they lose everything, and it's going to be too late. First they came for the unions, then they came for the socialists, then they came for the Jews, and then there was nobody left. And for some of these people, as much as I hate to say it, they're going to have to burn their hand on the stove because they're not listening. I wish there was a way, but I have a feeling for Americans, they're just going to have to get their ass in the dry cleaning there and really suffer first. A general strike? So basically the way a general strike works is the same as you would with a union. People stop paying federal taxes. You stop going to work. Teachers, truck drivers, unions, farmers, train operators. Thank you, Will. You shut the whole damn thing down. That's what should happen. I don't care what the unions have to say. I don't give a damn. That's what the Democrats do. They want to play by the rules. It's called a wildcat strike. Look up France, May of 1968. 22% of the population went on strike for 3 weeks. It's at 2025 strike.com. It's through change.org, so as far as I know, it's one of the most reputable places. I don't know anything about the donation, so you don't have to give. I'm assuming it goes for ads. I don't for the cause. I actually don't know. And you put your demands in. Because there's no reason for us to go forward in this mess. This is an utter disaster. If we go and say, cool, the Democrats get back in there. Wow, that's great. You're still going to have Citizens United. You're still going to have APAC. You're still going to have drug money. You're still going to have no sperm limits. Nobody's going to have minimum wage. They're not going to have their health care, and you still don't have gun reform. So what if we get in there? What? You have a little bit less.
Yep, that's it on that one.
I mean, they're just what? They're not as bad as the Republicans. Our lives are still going to be cramped. And then if they get elected, they're going to spend the next 2 years bitching and moaning and fighting with the guy in the White House. It's rigged. It's fake. None of it's real. Oh, it's the liberals. It's the liberals. It's going to be an absolute shit show. It's going to be like Romper Room. We've got to stop saying, oh, we don't have a choice. We can't vote for a third party. We have to vote for Democrats. No, you don't. We're choosing to stay in an abusive relationship with the government. That's what we're doing. Because what's going to happen is 26, and then 28, oh, we have to vote for Democrat. We have to because we can't have Vance. And then at 30, it's something else. At 32, we have to vote. This is not the time. At 34, 36, 38, now's not the time. When's the time?
Baby girl, I've been there and done it. How
long do we have to live in the hunger games? How many people have to be homeless and live at shitty wages? 70% of America barely make it by.
No, have me try something new.
When the rich people suffer, but then it's
move, asshole.
All of them, it's no longer a democracy. It's an oligarchy. That's the end of capitalism. Yes, Ben Ice, you're going to have to basically be spending. It's going to be like the grocery store. That's it. Education. I haven't got a Target in, I think, a year. I will not go to Target anymore. I don't care if they fire those guys. I don't give a damn. I will not support that business because they took that BBS. Screw that. Make it pound salt. I don't think a lot of people are ready for that, unfortunately. I don't know what it's going to take for people to wake out of this sleepwalking to actually realize what's happening. I have a feeling what's going to happen is at some point some tragedy is going to happen. Someone's probably going to get shot, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And that's going to lead to something. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen. I don't want it to happen, but it's going to have to be something that's so shocking that I don't even mind what's going to avoid it. I don't know. Yeah, I will never go back to COVID either. I'm not. They discriminate against these people. I won't do it. I think what we're going to have to do, Cecilia, is everybody right now, you're just going to have to, like, for me, I mean, I think that we're grossly underestimating how much the supply chain is going to be affected here. A lot of this tariffs hasn't got affected yet. I think when we get into Christmas time and the holidays, and it's going to be bad. A lot of these companies are not going to be profitable because nobody has money. I'm telling you, I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago. It wasn't a ghost town, but everybody I talked to goes, it is dead. It's not good. What's
going to happen? Where I'm going to go with
that is it. Yeah, it's not what it was. They've laid off a lot of people in Vegas. Yep, that's the bellwether. That is a symbol of spending. And now you have people not coming here from Canada, from Mexico. Even the Las Vegas mayor said travels down to Mexico. They don't want to come here because they're afraid they're going to be deported or arrested.
I'm not sure about the cargo.
I will be shocked if they still hold it.
They can have that kind of cargo.
Shocked. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Yeah, I mean, has anybody even heard about the DEI thing? Has anybody given names of 50 people that aren't qualified? Anybody? Give me 5 names.
Who cares?
And that's on the Democrats because they've done a shit job. They haven't pushed back.
Y'all are fucking born. I'm thinking.
Has any Democrat said, give me the names of 50 kids in grades K through 12 that have had that came? Think about this. This is how stupid people are. You go to school, in a school, right, with bathrooms and libraries. And these white supremacist MAGA are thinking that they went to school, had a surgery in school, and just came home a different gender. Do you know how stupid you have to be to believe that?
Oh, you're desperate.
Did Democrats push back on it? No. Did they push back on CRT? No. Did they push back on litter boxes? No. Because they suck. They absolutely suck. Everybody's unqualified, Mario. That's the difference between this administration and the first one.
You know
They're
what?
all simps. They're all cult members. Look at 50 Shades of White, his administration. Look at it. Yeah, Hakeem Jeffries, is he really talking about January 6th again?
Oh, here we go.
What an utter disgrace. Yeah, Robert E. Lee's a loser. He's a piece of shit, okay? Very simple. He lost, he got his ass beat, and the losers couldn't accept they got beat, so they went, oh no, he's a patriot. No, it wasn't about states' rights, it was about slavery. I hope he's sitting next to Jeffrey Epstein. That's where he belongs.
All right. What's going on, Bandy baby girl? I'm looking for some action in this game. That's what's up. Just woke up from a nap, had me a shot, one beer, and a cig.
Jeffrey says the Republicans will disrupt GOP January 6th investigation. So we got people with guns in DC and Chicago. The economy's going in the toilet. We got people in concentration camps, racial profiling, and Hawkins Jeffrey answer is, I'm going to reopen the January 6th investigation. The Republicans will regret it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, it's just so pathetic. many people will probably get to it, but they voted for the guy seeing January 6th. Do you think that does Jeffries really think if he comes up with
But ain't nobody else doing shit.
oh my God, I'm so glad that Jeffries brought his essence. Now I'm a believer. I regret my vote. What the hell? Like, what's the point? What is the actual point? He's such an excuse. It's not an excuse. Oh my God. And then Mike Johnson said that Donald was a FBI informant. It's just, well, first, release the FBI, release the files to his base. Then they get here, and now they're saying, oh, there's nothing here. It's a Democratic Party. And now his name's on the list, and now they're like, oh, wait, that's not his signature. Oh, wait, just because he's on the list doesn't mean he's anything. Maybe Donald was doing a Bible study, or maybe he was baptized in the Bible. Like, this is the stupidity of the book. They were trying to get rid of Justice Yeah, it was Jeffries. I just saw it on CNN. Yeah, Jeffries thought of his race on this donkey. Yeah, I heard you walk back to the former stuff, but the fact that he even said it was just ridiculous.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know how it goes from a Democratic host to he's an FBI informant. How could it be an informant for something that's a host? Why is he calling me a Jeffries because he's an anti-host?
Shit, I miss. Hello, Mr. David. It's nice to meet you.
It is the first episode. You have key characteristics of fashion.
Hope you enjoy the shit that I do here.
Also nationalism, right? America, make it great again. Active opposition, yeah, the news. Hope of the leader. A charismatic and often infallible leader essential to the movement, which there will be as the will of the nation.
So, Dave, it's one of your people, Bandy. It's nice to connect and bring your peeps over here.
Economic control. And I believe that's part of the reason that Johnson actually went to recess. Not just the IDF cause was he wanted him to take over as much power as he can so he can help the country. I'm not familiar with what Arkansas did there. Yes, Jim Jones and Trump are the same. They're both. What people don't understand is you cannot plug and play the charisma totally. And you can't just put him in there. He's an idiot. The problem is, Donald is going to destroy democracy because he's a moron and his people are stupid. And what's going to happen is, then you're going to hand over to J.D. Vance.
Hello, Daniel.
And they're going to probably take a lot of control. He's not going to have the same sway on his concept of being based like he does. But people don't like it because he's not sure it's true. You don't just want to say crazy. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, sir, his office's finest, head of our immigration department.
Yeah, he would charge for the Kool-Aid, they would pay for it.
The immigration department. Oh, cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
And the fact that Bill Clinton, the Democrats brought Bill Clinton to cheat on his wife while still in office, to endorse Andrew Cuomo, who had to quit because he stuck to their ex-loving woman. And they said, yeah, that's the guy I want to
Do it.
Yeah, I made a video. If you look at Benito Mussolini, Hitler, and Donald, Exactly. You know the point.
Wait, got your ass.
They weren't good like this guy. They were actually very smart. They're the starters. They're going to rock out forever. But they understood,
Lopez around
like
nine
J.D. Vance.
crowns.
Sound like somebody's on fire.
They think you're playing 5
They sure don't.
But they were trusted the shit. They were trusted the stupidity. Vice President Harris was responsible. He had an actual plan. He had concept of it. He wanted universal health care. He wanted to install some tax. He wanted to help with child tax credits. He wanted to talk about animal
Got that plane.
Because he's a fucking moron. He's an idiot. They were trusted to him. Look, why is he trusted the ship? For garbage. That's what they like, to get off on the stupidity of it. Because it allows them to be the right victim. It is. That's true. They have to be the victim of something. Why? Because now they see that the white majority is no longer going to be here in a couple of years and screw the hell out of them. They saw a black man sitting in the White House instead of picking a cotton and they're actually still. Traditional family values. Oh my God. There was a black man in the White House. Oh, I can't do that. Can't happen again. I need to go back to this idiot. Go back to the study. Because we never addressed the original clinical centers. That's the problem. So we got him again. We got the plantation over again. Yeah, I can't watch The Handmaid's Tale. I have women in my family that were victims of assault, and I could not. The first episode, I'm still scarred, and I watched that a couple of years ago. I cannot watch
Hey,
that.
Mr. Brian.
I understand the
Hey, Slayer.
women do that way. I can't. It doesn't. I cannot do it. Yeah, no other country in the world puts up statues of losers. Does Germany put up a statue of Hitler? Does Italy put up Benito Mussolini statue? No, we do. We put up a statue. He's just a loser. We do.
Early morning folded hands.
Robert, have you got a
Good evening over here on this side.
hatred? You call freedom. Yes, I am a Niners fan for life. I'm actually going to the Niners store tomorrow. I gotta get something. We have the new, this is last year's Stanford one. I love it. But the new one's pretty dope too. It looks like they're about to break in over this. I'm deciding if I need more. I already have like 3 hats, but you can never have too many hats. Mondami is where most people are. And the fact that the Democratic Party won't endorse him is exactly the problem with the Democratic Party. Because they don't want to make up these ballots. They want to take control, and they want to leave a bunch of people there.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Well, okay, if you ask a MAGA what a traditional marriage is, leave it to
Thank
me.
you very much, baby doll. I
Man,
appreciate
white
you.
woman, being married, having 2.3 children, having her make the babies, having her be submissive to her husband. In the eyes of a lot of white evangelicals, I don't use the word Christians because they're not their phrase. That is, in their eyes, a traditional family. So when they see, when a MAGA sees an interracial couple, they think that that's diluting the white blood in this country. That's how they see it. It's just true. It's disgusting. It's foul. And it's ironic that they want to demonize somebody like Pete Buttigieg, who's literally adopting kids, but yet the Pharisees want to force them to have babies. How many of these evangelicals see adopting kids? Right? None. That's right. But they're forcing them to have babies, but they want to adopt any of them. But God forbid that when a husband adopt the kids and love them and care for them and give them a good life, but somehow that's indoctrination. But yet you won't adopt their own kids. You're not so right. Give them so much opinion.
You okay? Motherfucker!
Nick, don't say it's about the Republican Party is gone. It's gone. It is a hoax of white supremacy. It is a far-right, white Christian nationalist with a full-on exposure. So I'm telling you, listen to what he's saying. What he thinks today, and I've been to the Bible music. It's really cool, actually. I think the Bible script for the right? Oh, it's the Christianity. It's coming after the Christians. Oh, it's coming after prayer. He's going back into the right system. Because they see that their power, just by being right, is
Taking their ass to.
and it scares them off. So they can go back to being the victim. They won't say a damn thing about that, but it's true. But a drag queen is indoctrination. Oh, it's okay to vote for Reagan to be president, but a drag queen, that's people. How many mass shootings have been done by drag queens and mass shootings? Because I lost count, but it's not zero. But somehow that's indoctrination. Sure, okay. Yeah, I voted for John McCain. I had a tremendous amount of respect for John McCain. He would be disgusted and mortified that a prison inspector had to get on their knees and put on the red carpet. So a rapist is the felon of a war criminal who's murdering allies in Ukraine. He would be sickened by the confidence of that person. Sickened. If you not watch the video, maybe it's not like that. Correct. Right. So basically, you're right. MAGA doesn't want to be treated like a black person. That's actually very fair. That's what it is. And the moment they start to yell at them, they're going to start being little bitches and little babies. Yeah. I told a white lady. Oh, she was saying, I'm just waiting for my children to switch in. I'm still poor. Have you ever had to give the Constitution? Have you helped them get deadline? Was doing out a place at a lower price, you got to take out your personal pictures of your white family and then leave a month later come back. You've been pulled over to be white. You have somebody cross the street and look at you as your wife. That's white privilege. They just don't want to admit it because they need to be the victim. It's because you're poor. Doesn't mean you don't have privilege. It's stupid. They need to leave. They need to leave.
Yeah.
I think I educated myself. I actually, no, ironically, I grew up in a Baptist church. My dad was extremely abusive, really ugly, and I've always believed you have a choice. There was a story I heard a long time ago. If you heard the talk about it, but it's a different story. Well, no, it's okay. No, I appreciate that, but you know what? If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be who I am today. So in a weird way, it kind of made me who I am. There was a story about two brothers, and they grew up in the same house. One brother was very successful and had a big family. The other brother was very abusive and unsuccessful. This reporter thought it was fascinating. How did these two brothers grow up in the exact same house? It turned out so differently. So he interviewed a very successful brother. He said, how did you turn out so successful? He said, well, my dad was an alcoholic and he could use other. Okay. We went to the other brother. How did you turn out this way? He said, well, my dad was an alcoholic and he could use other. One brother used it as a stumbling block and the other as a stepping stone. You can either choose to be like my dad or be not like him. That's a choice that I made. And I chose not to like my dad. I told him. Nothing you should do. I told him. I said, hey, I love you. But you know what? If I let my dad be around my children and treat them the way he treated me, it's not my dad's fault, it's my fault for continuing the cycle. I said, I love you, I forgive you, we are done. And that was it. I flew out there just for that before he had a coach with me. I don't need to be around that. You can play the hand you're dealt or you can fold it. He said something that was interesting. He said, oh, but I'm your dad. I'm like, well, you had sex with my mom. I had no control over that. So maybe you should have treated me a little better. It's not. It's just that simple. I don't need to be around relationships now. Does it suck? Yeah. Of course I do. I want my dad to be around. He does it. My mom's the same way. My mom hasn't even met my wife and she's never met my kids. She flew down the day of my wedding and saw my brother and sister get dressed for my wedding, and then she flew home. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. But you know what? That's who she's supposed to be. I can't change who they are, but I can change how I deal with them. That's a great question. What do you do about Trump supporters? You know what? For me, I don't debate them. At least on my TikTok. The fact that, for me, the fact that people didn't see women as a red line is disgusting. And I go back to my earlier comment about creators that are grifters, larger creators that are just making money off of break news and outrage. It's disgusting that they go on here and debate people again and again and again. And even the guys that are on right now, you know who they are. Thousands of followers. It's all it's outrage. So many men in this country normalize what happens and they don't say anything. On the occasion that an accident or something comes on the channel, I'll ask the next question, why did you not keep these trailers together? I've got answers from to, well, there's more important things. I had one guy, I asked him, if Jean Carroll was your mom and he did that, would you still vote for him? And he actually said yes. I'm not kidding. I had a person say, yes, I would still vote for him, even if he did that tomorrow. You're not going to save those people, my friends. You're not. And I don't want to be around people that don't share the same values as me. I don't. And we're normalizing it as content creators. I think, listen, I started with it a couple years ago. I had no idea. I had no idea. I was walking in a park
where the bee is,
and the light goes, why don't you get on your frustration and do something positive? So I said, anyway, I started I make a video. Like my number one view thing on YouTube. I just put it on by accident a couple months ago. I had no idea. I just I mean, I live with this. It's weird that people listen to this. It's like, people that are fake on here. They do the videos, do in the room, they interview people that have fancy microphones. But the reality is, most of us are broke as fuck. I mean, let's be real. I got Hello Kitty in my background, okay? Hello Kitty. Yeah, that's right. Hello Kitty. He's everywhere. Sitting in a dark room. I just think this is who we are. We're all just regular people trying to make it day to day. I don't know about you, but I'm just going to say thank you. Yeah. I'm going to have to leave in a few minutes. I got to go see my dad. Yeah, many women and
hopefully we can get 2 more people with us.
There was a donkey from Virginia, like a Argentine green.
Try to recruit 2 more people with me.
She was referring to the women that came forward. Okay? Somebody was an actor. Now, I'm not saying anything, but this whole thing is funded by George Soros. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding. It's disgusting and she's lying. I don't understand. Americans cannot take a stand and go 10 steps down. Hey, guys, this dude's a rapist, okay? What's the problem? Why are we normalizing it? Why is nobody bringing it up? This guy's a felon.
All right, got another person coming in.
They're just people are allowing to play, and I'm not going to do it. It is. You're right, Miguel. They're grifters. What happened to the survivors?
Oh, look like I got a full team.
And now I'm not sure. Somebody might correct me here. Yeah, I don't watch CNN. It was Big Cat versus Fool. I think Big Cat's going to have the ball to go after Obama. No, he's picking Biden. That's just my my personal opinion.
Listen, let's get those bastards.
Yeah, but all the networks are just, it's outrage. No, we took away the fairness doctrine in 83 or 86. I mean, wrong to a fault, yes, to a strong side, but just report the news and let you decide. Now we run news 24 hours a day, every hour, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, I'm watching the thumbnails. Every news outlet is reporting about the survivors talking about that, right? You know what Fox News is talking about? The crime wave in Chicago.
What's that person doing?
Blue heart smiling face with
Hey,
severe
tasty
eyes.
baby.
He's a good guy. He's a good reporter.
Ready to host the greatest radio show ever?
When I'm done here, I'm going to go watch the one that I watch every week, and that's Rachel Maddow, because she is, in my opinion, she is the gold standard for that. I don't even think it's debatable. I really don't. She is the best. There's a crime wave in the White House in Milwaukee. Why don't we go to a film? Why don't we send the people there? Go take a look. I think it's a convicted felon and adjudicated rapist. We need to go deal with that. Oh, no, not them. Rachel and I went to the same high school. I missed about 1 year. We're both Casanova children. He was 91, I was 9. He was 90, I was 94. I missed about 1 year. Yeah, there's a couple of reporters that are pretty. I think Caitlin Collins is a good reporter. She doesn't push back as much as she could, but she's an excellent reporter. I respect her for that. I just, once they had that town hall with undecided some voters, I mean, that was it. That was just terrible. I haven't put that because I used to do that. Was that 2 years ago? I voted when they came the first time, and then I voted for Obama, so I had to go at the end of the day. And I was a Republican. I wasn't a Democrat. They were both, and you know what? Michael Steele is awesome. He's incredible. Mitt Romney was the chief justice. Did I see a great on everything? No, but he was a decent person. Yeah, Lawrence O'Donnell. I like it as a segment because he goes both first. After that, it's just the same stuff. So I usually don't the first time.
Got to kill him, man.
Honestly, I follow a couple of creators on Blue Star.
They're playing smoothie too for me.
People from, I really like. Oh, Mark Elliott, he's incredible. It's independent journalism. Hell, I don't even follow. He's a better person than him. So he's like Jim Acosta. He's pretty good. He doesn't play around. Special elections of Virginia. No, Miguel, you know,
Yeah.
I think we have to choose as Americans. Do we want to keep going back to this system and having faith in some special election?
Yeah.
Or do we want to fix the system? If you have a car with 500,000 miles, with a broken fan belt, that gets 3 miles to the gallon, that leaks oil, does it really matter who drives it or chemical burns it? Because that's really overall. I mean, that's just the reality. It doesn't matter. I still think we're sleepwalking and saying, oh, well, we have to. Oh, what if there's no democracy?
Got him. Got her.
We'll see, Mario. If we do not address white supremacy, nothing's going to matter. It's just not. And if we don't, you have the social economic part of it, and you have the white supremacy. Both things have to be dealt with, or nothing's going to. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because we're going to keep fighting against ignorance. These people are from the Confederacy. The fact that California has 40 million people, will we get 2 Senate seats? And basically North and South Dakota cancels out. That's a bunch of shit. That is not equal representation. It's not. It's not right. It's my million people. Why don't they have the same people? Why don't they do it? There's only 500,000 people on land. Why don't they do it? That's an excuse. We got almost 4 million people that U.S. citizens that don't even have a right to the Senate or the House. That's not taxation and representation. Or there will be some people tomorrow that are going to build a taxes. They're going to because they're just there's going to be the same people that wave the Confederate flag because they're probably movies, and the same people that want to set up a flag and even property. I got family in Indiana and Southern Alabama. They're good people. They work hard. They bust around. But yeah, they're important. They never leave their little white bubble. And you live in Fox News 20 hours a day and surround themselves with other people that are ignorant and trying the same thing. It's still not good. Actually, reparations is a good question. I don't know how to handle that. I'm not put a lot of into it. I don't know if it's from a monetary point of view or from a concept point of view. In North California, you gave some land for, yeah, you gave them land for Southern California and government for themselves. How do we get it on the report? We don't. They don't have to suffer. Valley, it's how do we do it? They're going to have to burn their hand on the sword. They're going to have to lose their job. They're going to have to lose their retirement. They're going to have to lose their Medicaid. Someone in their family is going to have to suffer from the consequences of their racism. It's just, they don't care about you and I. They don't care about anybody but themselves. I hate to say that. It's true. They don't care. They have people in concentration camps right now. Using my pregnancy. You know what they care about? I can't sell my soybean. Give me some money. I want socialism. I don't know. They don't give a shit about anybody else. Literally the opposite of what you said. Yes, they're an addict. They're like alcohol. Victim blaming, white supremacy, rage. Look at the rallies. Animal fatigue, oops, yelling, veins bulging, spit coming out of the mouth. Like, they're always angry at somebody. Alright, speaking of which, I got, yeah, I know, but eggs and gas, right? So you went from, I have to vote for the felon who's an adjudicated rapist because eggs are too expensive. Now that eggs are more expensive and gas is more expensive and groceries are more expensive, all this is so confusing because he's going as he should. All this expensive money. It's funny how the goalpost keeps moving. And you want the mystery files and get the mystery files. Now it's like, well, this is not really wrong. That was full of hell. He was getting this over there. He's doing it wrong. You can't do that. What is the truth? What about January 6th? Oh, all you have to do is infallible leader. When you think in your brain that this person was set by God, it doesn't matter what evidence is in it. None of it matters. Because then you think that the believer gets the will of God. Look at it. Yeah, George Bush will never go. Because we could have given that truth over there. We could see. It would have never happened. It would have. Well, they believe anything he says. When you grow up in the evangelical church, you're told that abortion is bad and gay people are bad. And anything that a white man does is okay. That's just the truth. Yeah, it's about the indoctrination and the removal of critical thinking. Okay, I believe in that. That's not supposed to listen, he's still right. He likes to say something. But if you ask the next supporter, oh my goodness, how dare you question God? Nobody questions God. God is not how you expect your relationship, right? I think it's supposed to be complicated. I think it's named after God's person. We literally named after one of the people. This
Oh man. Oh man. Shit.
And I have case story that one day Netanyahu's going to stand before God and he's going to point and he goes, Epstein, right over there. That's your bunkmate.
Lord.
Get the hell out of here.
Fuck
What you
it.
did those people in Gaza was unforgivable.
We'll try to do it another time.
It's that simple. But Democrats won't say that because, you know, oh my God, AIPAC won't give me donations so I can run for re-election. I do. I fight this way because when I grew up, when I was little and I was picked on by my dad, I had nobody to stand up for me. And I know how it feels like, and it sucks. And there's a lot of people that are scared because they didn't grow up with the bully. I did. I know the guy in the White House, the felon, he's an insecure little bitch. He doesn't love himself. He doesn't love his wife. He doesn't love his kids. He doesn't love his grandkids. He's sure the hell doesn't
One
love
more
his
time,
kids.
y'all. One more
He
time.
lives off of victimhood because he's insecure. He's unhappy. And when people are unhappy, they have something called Schadenfreude. It's a German word which means that you love the suffering of others. They literally love the suffering of others. They could be eating garbage on the side of the street, and they will hold up a sign that goes, at least I own the libs, while their teeth are falling out because they can't afford dental care. But I own the libs. It's not logical. It's purely emotional.
All right, hold up, y'all.
He is their golden calf. He is their antichrist. Thou shalt
Let's do it.
And they have put him on a pedestal. Do you see Jesus hat, Jesus flags, Jesus hamburgers, Jesus condoms, Jesus bumper stickers? No. It's Trump, 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 Trump. He is their God. It's a cult. He is their antichrist. He is their deity. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot live in both light and darkness. You cannot say, I hate Taylor Swift, I hate the libs, but praise Jesus with an F. Joe Biden bumper sticker. They're hypocrites. They're Pharisees. That's it. All right, my friends, I gotta go. I gotta go see my little guy. Yeah, he's an active God, but I'm gonna leave you with this. For those of you, oh yeah, Mordecai. I remember that was was that Ruth? I will say this, for those of you that do read the Bible, this is not a preacher thing. Go read 1 Samuel chapter 8. We asked for a king 3 times. God said, are you doing that too? I said, really? Sure. Esther, you're right. Esther, you're right. Yeah, she wrote a book for the Christian. Deborah was a king. And he said, I'm telling you, this is going to be bad. If you want a king, don't do it, don't do it. Are you sure? Yeah, we want a king. 1 Samuel chapter 8. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. God, forgive us. I'm telling you right now. I'm opinion, I believe that God's got this dumbass here. Show them that they're not actually people of faith, that they've chosen a God of a king instead of a leader. And then they're going to suffer because of it. I really believe it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, my friends, I gotta go. I gotta go see my little guy. Bye-bye. December, January, Congress decided in the incident to decide to blame it in the White House to remove the DEI programs. They gave in to the White Department to make it Hawaii, right? Most MAGA don't even know what the hell DEI is. For all they know, it's probably some LGBT okay? But Target did something like changing their diversity program. Supplier diversity to supplier engagement. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? That doesn't mean to change the name. You take the statement and you roll over. And now, Target's wondering, so there should be reporters or journalists, whatever the hell they call it, talk about why they believe Target's dead.
So I spoke to customers, former employees, suppliers, and the common theme that came through is that Target has lost a lot of the unique qualities that made it stand out from retail. Things like neat stores, neat merchandise, and having very friendly employees. Now a lot of them when they go to the store are finding out of stock. They're noticing that employees are distracted by filling online orders, and then all that is, on top of that, Target is dealing with the fact that it's facing stiffer competition. And with its rolled out CEI, it has backlash to that as well, Sarah.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, it's a lot of noise. They had a lot of the problems with theft and that.
So people aren't going to Target because they're previous somewhere else. Is that, I mean, are we living in stupid world USA? You know, it's fascinating watching two white women up there clutching their pearls, just trying to figure out what could it be. Yeah, gee, I have no idea. Oh, let's look at the sales graph again. Yeah. Costco seems to be doing well. I'm pretty sure that Costco fills orders online and has people that aren't always friendly from time to time. I wonder what the difference is. Oh, they left the DEI program. That's right. See, this is the problem with a lot of white people. Yeah, I know what demographic I am. I get it. But I'm woke. I don't have my head up my ass like a lot of them have. I see America for what it is. They want to go back to the way things were that traditional families are in the call it cancel culture, but I'm going to put my money where my values are. And the reality is that too many white people in this country only give a shit about things when it affects them. Does this affect me? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. But you know what? The reason we're here in this moment is because too many white people don't do shit. Doesn't affect me. Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, racial profiling doesn't affect me. I'm going to go talk about how to get to high school with our children. I haven't shopped from Target since that day, since they did it. Not once, and I had no plans of going back there. I don't give a crap about their produce section or their customer service. They hired a new CEO because, you know, just hiring a CEO to do his name is Adelski, whatever his hell name is. Now, he didn't even say it was CEO. Here's what he said. First, we must reestablish our merchandising authority in a way that is distinctively targeted. You don't do that now? Did you stop doing that? No, you did. You took away DEI. Second, we're a retailer that believes that an elevated experience is every bit as important as a product. We want guests to find a sense of joy every trip at Target. Well, then you should have taken away DEI. And don't even get me started on your whole price month bullshit. Again, you gave in to the white supremacy. Get what you pay for. We must fully use technology to improve our speed, yes, service, and efficiency. Wow, that sounds like a whole lot of horse shit. It sounds like we want to keep DEI out of free. Come back and give us your business. And you know what sucks? I get it. They spend money on a lot of black products. I get it. There has to be a point in our history where we stand up for what's right. Really? I'm not spending money with Target until they actually address the problem. This is all bullshit. That's what this is. It is. It's a bunch of stuff. They just won't say what it is. They gave in to a bunch of red houses, a plan leader. And until we fix that and they address it and actually own it, I have no desire for that. But what they should have done the right thing when it was the right thing to do, like Costco did, like Ben and Jerry did. I mean, should have taken a team. But instead of what Target did, was they did the right thing. That's right. Here.
Needless to say, there's no guessing about this. Did he write that? Oh, hell yes. Did he sign it? Oh, hell yes. Did he know it's back? Oh, hell yes. If we're going to go through this little charade because they're going to protect their man. That's all that's what's important. Not justice, not the truth. It's all about protecting life. Famous. So this thankfulness is going to show. It's going to come to the front. It's still there. You're just giving yourself shit. You're just supporting it. And that's what we're doing.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. That's good too.
Huh.
Obviously, that's a fucking thing.
Yeah. Gremlins. Gremlins were heavy last night. We were trying to do our book club and nobody could talk. You couldn't hear anything and you couldn't speak. We were just in there.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
and
good
then
message that I've just got in. And I'm from that book and this one, this
yeah, let's do this up a little bit faster and compare.
I'm just glad to see
Well, here we
your day was pretty busy.
It was more just racing around after it. It had a little,
Oh, happy little girl.
And I thought I was going to need help, and, well, YouTube is when you're not a moderator, a wonderful thing. And I went on YouTube to see how to do the thing, and I went, oh, I can do that. I can do that. So all I needed was the part. So yeah, I had the part.
Oh.
And it's done.
It was great too. I used to look at my work with the home and the people that just found a good treatment.
Well, this one was just so simple that it's good. There was no screen there.
Oh.
I just did a bunch of stuff today. Edgar's down.
What's all this?
Because there's so much stuff going on. And two things, well, lots of things are bothering me, but today, the two things that were sticking out for me is the white nationalism that is just being very blatant. Very blatant. It isn't even, as it says here from Tom Hartman, it isn't even lurking at the edges anymore. It's leading from the center. And the other thing was, yeah, the other thing has to do with the thought that came to mind. Next year's one is September 20th. I'll have to look into this, but has to do with what could be, maybe, very large place has to do with the other countries. Yes. I'm thinking I really can start in a minute. I'd rather use the other ones first. And this kind of Happy birthday, Paul. It's pretty important to listen to it. So this is Tom Hartman, Christian Gonzalez, Tom Hartman, who does the Hartman Research, .com, or he's on Substack. I think he does video on YouTube. I can find all the posts. So he tells that with white nationalism isn't the trend, it's the future. Republicans are building it. And Senator Schmidt's words go faster than you can open up the edges reading from the Senate.
Oh,
Senator
shit.
Ed Schmidt took the stage at the National Council of Citizen Benefit Conference in Trump this past weekend and declared that America is a nation and a people. With those 5 words, he threw aside the pluralism that has defined this country since before its founding and embraced an ideology rooted in blood and soil, in exclusion and hierarchy. He put it in context, quote, "That's what set Donald Trump apart from the old conservatism and the old liberalism alike. He knows that America is not just an abstract proposition, not a nation and people. It is with its own distinct history and heritage and metrics. When we tear down our statues and monuments, mock our history, and insult our traditions, they're attacking our future as well as our past. By changing the stories we tell about ourselves, they believe they can build a new America, with the new myths of a new people. But America does not belong to them, it belongs to us." Now that was Eric Schmidt who said this in front of this thing, and I'm like, okay, you just gag a little bit. And Tom Hartman goes on and says, "It's not new to hear Republicans peddling this kind of racialized U.S. us versus them rhetoric, but it's still shocking to see a sitting United States Senator part phrases that would be more common in the speeches of European fascists or Confederates in the years leading up to the Civil War than in the halls of Congress. He offered no acknowledgement of the millions of enslaved Africans whose stolen labor helped build this country, no recognition of the generations of immigrants from Asia, Latin America, and Africa who contributed to our prosperity, no admission of the bloody sacrifices of those who fought for civil rights, equality, and inclusion. Instead, he spoke only of a singular people and a singular nation, implicitly white, implicitly Christian, and implicitly obedient to his party's authoritarian vision. This is not some isolated gap. It's part of a pattern. At the same moment, Schmidt was narrowing the definition of who counts as American. He had chosen as his spokesman Nathan Huffman, who was first out of Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign after circulating a promotional video featuring Nazi imagery. That man, with such a stain on his record, can walk comfortably into the Republican fold today, says everything about the party's trajectory. It's no accident, no oversight, no slip. The GOP is nakedly embracing white supremacy and the Confederate neo-fascist ethos. They're not ashamed of it either, as previous generations would have done, speaking in Nixon-esque law and order code today. They flaunt it. They want to redefine America itself, not as a democracy where all people are created equal, but as a fortress where some people's bloodlines, wealth, and religion entitle them to power while others are cast aside over religious dominion. This assault is not simply rhetorical. The Trump administration has already shown us the template they're using to deconstruct a democratic America and replace it with a whites-only neo-fascist atmosphere. Their racist attacks on the Smithsonian and other national museums weren't about efficiency or budget. They're about rewriting history, about stripping slavery, segregation, and genocide from the story of America, and replacing it with sanitized myths that glorify the Confederate ethos and erase the Confederacy. They want future generations to
fuck this.
important
I ain't going.
institutions and see nothing
You know,
but
get Oxford's finest best. Fuck
Sitting
it,
Bull,
man.
to Cesar Chavez,
We're going
or
around.
Maynard Rustin. They want a nation of children raised on the lie that America was always a white Christian ethnic state, that pluralism and democracy were well-intentioned but impractical.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
This is how authoritarian These regimes always consolidate power. As George Orwell wrote in 1984, the GOP was officially adopted as an instruction manual. Control the narrative of the past.
I don't know, but I feel like this joint pain on the side, right side of my face is going down.
The graves of the people who fought and
TMJ, whatever that shit.
grant civil rights,
EJ, whatever that shit's called.
are still there. The gravestones of black soldiers who charged Confederate lines at Fort Wagner, who bled and died under the Union flag, are still here. The blood of abolitionists, lynched by mobs, is still in our soil. The memories of those who marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge and were beaten nearly to death by racist sheriffs are still vivid. The soldiers of my father's generation who fell in Omaha Beach didn't die so that a senator from Missouri could try and turn our country into a singular nation and a people. They died for liberty, for equality, for a world where democracy could flourish instead of fascism. To erase their sacrifices by redefining America as a white nation is a spit on their graves. Where are the Republicans who once called themselves the party of Lincoln? The ones who agreed with President Reagan when he famously said, quote, "You can go to live in France, but you cannot become a Frenchman. You can go to live in Germany or Turkey or Japan, but you cannot become," and then these are his words, "a German, a Turk, or a Japanese." Yeah. But anyone, from any corner of the earth, you come to live in America and become an American. This, I believe, is one of the most important sources of America's greatness. We rule the world because, unique among nations, we draw our people, our strength, from every country and every corner of the world. And by doing so, we continuously renew and enrich our nation. While other countries cling to the stale past, here in America we breathe life into dreams. We create the future, and the world follows us into tomorrow. Thanks to each wave of new arrivals to this land of opportunity, we're a nation forever young, forever bursting with energy and new ideas, and always on the cutting edge, always leading the world to the next. Thank you. This quality is vital to our future as a nation. If we ever close the door to new Americans, our leadership in the world must soon be lost, unquote. Now, I would disagree, I'm going to break in and disagree with that because Reagan was a racist. I'm sorry, he was, and he was very good at reading the speeches that were written for him. I wouldn't give him credit for the feelings behind all those words. But he goes on to say, Lincoln himself declared at Gettysburg that this was a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. He didn't say all white men. He didn't say all Christians. He said all men. A word that at the time encompassed all people. He understood that America's strength was not in its uniformity, but in its aspiration to universality. Have they all been purged from the GOP? Has the last Republican who believed in multiracial democracy been driven into silence or retirement? Watching today's party leaders, it seems so. The few who whisper
what the fuck? So damn dirty.
Authoritarianism and historical revisionism. The party of Lincoln has become the party of Jefferson Davis and Robert E. Lee, right down to Trump renaming military bases for traitorous Confederate generals and Klan leaders. This is not a mere political dispute. It's a struggle.
Man, come on!
Pluralistic democracy that generations of Americans fought and died to protect, or an authoritarian nationalism that dehumanizes millions and threatens to dismantle our most cherished institutions. When Schmidt stands before a crowd and offers them a vision of America as a singular people, he's calling for the death of the American experiment itself. When Republicans bring men like Huckabee into their fold, they're saying right out loud that Nazi imagery and Confederate ideology are no longer disqualifying, but are what? When Trump and his administration try to rewrite history in the Smithsonian, they're declaring war on truth itself, and on its concepts and ideals that made America a great nation. The outrage is justified because the stakes are existential. A party that embraces white supremacy and fascist ethos cannot coexist with democracy. A nation that allows its museums, its textbooks, its speeches, and its laws to be purged of pluralism cannot endure as a democracy. America has faced down this poison before. We lost 700,000 people fighting the Civil War to start it. We passed civil rights laws to dismantle it, its legal scaffolding. We buried tens of thousands of soldiers in Europe who died fighting against fascism abroad. To let it rise again here at home, wrapped in the flag of one of our two great political parties, is repulsive and fair. And to put a massive punctuation mark on it, yesterday Brett Kavanaugh wrote a shadow docket opinion for his 5 corrupt Republican colleagues in the Supreme Court, saying that it's now perfectly legal for ICE and other federal, state, and local police authorities to engage in racial profiling. Protesting Republicans bringing up support to your papers, please, Justice Sotomayor said that because of the Republicans on the Supreme Court, quote, the government, and now with concurrence, has all but declared that all Latinos,
I did
U.S.
that,
citizens
bitch.
or
I
not,
did
who
that.
work low-wage jobs are fair game to be seized at any time, taken away from work, and held until they provide proof of their legal status to the agent's satisfaction. The question now is whether we'll rise to the moment. Will we allow a senator's words to pass unchallenged, a party's racism to be normalized, a nation's history to be rewritten?
This white
Or will
man
we
freed
push
a group
back
of
with the force of truth, with the weight of history, with the unyielding conviction that all America belongs to all its people, not just those deemed acceptable by the far right? Silence is complicity, both on the part of our media and our politicians of both parties. Pretending this is normal politics is complicity. It's time for every American who still believes in the Constitution, in equality, in pluralism, in democracy itself, to speak out in favor of an inclusive America. It's not about left versus right. This is about democracy versus fascism, inclusion versus exclusion, truth versus lies. Eric Schmidt and those like him want us to forget who we are. They want us to forget the Declaration's promise, Lincoln's dedication, King's dream, and the sacrifices of millions of ordinary Americans who fought for liberty and justice. They want us to forget the very idea of America as a pluralistic nation. We must not forget.
All right, that's it for the show. Sorry I was silent, but I got to roll, though. I got to roll. Be back with another GTA episode tomorrow. I'll be seeing y'all.
You know, I was sitting here thinking about the next part of Lincoln's